Welcome to the Hockey in the 313 podcast, where we talk all things Red Wings in the world of NHL. Here are your hosts, Brian Donnelly, Keegan Grazioli, Zach Ola, and Dayton Vandermeer.
Guys, I feel like this podcast is kind of like a line change. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we either have 5 guys on the podcast, we sometimes have 3, sometimes have 4. Even at that, like, it just feels like every episode's like a line change. That's kind of how I'm relating to it now. Like, I was out last week with personal stuff. Thrash was back in my place. Dayton replaced Thrash the week before that. Like, it's either, we're on the PK, we're on the power play, or we're just doing line changes for this podcast. It's kind of how I feel about it right now. No,
We're keeping things flexible.
hmm that's a good thing with having a bunch of members for this podcast is that we're able to cycle out everyone and get everyone a roll. We were gonna have one of me and Keegan's buddies on, Cade, but he'll have to come into a future episode. Which we're excited to have him. Speaking of Cade, man, he texted me. He was like, "Yeah, I'm starting to get back into hockey cards," and sent me his entire hockey card collection. And he was sending me videos of him ripping a new hobby box. So my hockey card influence has definitely infiltrated other people, while mine has stopped right now. So, stuff like that. All right, fellas. So we're back, episode 22 of the Hockey in the 313 podcast. We're still right in the thick of the season right now. Obviously, we all got the San Jose Red Wings game on right now. Raymond just scored a goal. We got vibes up a little bit.
ASP assist.
We're feeling loose right now. That being said, we're going to talk about some stuff that happened with the Wings this past week. Last time, Zach, Keegan, Dayton, and Thrash and Hunter all met. We talked about the games, their little rough stretch between the Islanders and Sabres, and then the comeback win against the Blues. We're then going to flip the script and talk about, the Red Wings starting their West Coast trip, starting out with St. Louis. And then the win against LA and the shootout, that'll be a fun topic to discuss. And then unfortunately ending off with the last game with the loss to Anaheim. We'll go over all those, what happened. We're going to briefly touch on how the season has gone for the Wings. They're sitting second in the Atlantic right now, 16 points. Personally, I want to touch up on the Griffins. I'm like 40 minutes away from Grand Rapids. Griffins have always had a special place in my heart, and they're off to a really good start. And then ending things off with great starts for hockey teams, we're going to finish off with a little college hockey section. Keegan and Zach will talk about this mainly. I do follow college hockey a little bit, especially with my Wolverines. Keegan follows it with his Broncos, and Zach,
National
always
champions.
Zach,
I'm a college scout.
Yep, Zach loves the prospects for college hockey, so he knows a lot of knowledge about that. But giving the guys their kind of segment and their flowers to talk about that as well. So overall, we have 3 people. It'll be a fun episode planned today for the 3 of us. Me, Zach, and Keegan always have a good time when we record, so looking forward to today's episode. So yeah, that being said, let's kick things off with the first section for this Red Wings, this episode for the Red Wings. Starting things off, St. Louis. This was one of very many back-to-back games this season. We had one against Toronto this season. Having one against the Blues this season, or this week. After that comeback win against St. Louis, the Red Wings were, looking to, hold their own going to the Enterprise Center, not trying to split the series. Because usually in back-to-back games, the team that loses looks to even that split. But the Red Wings came out on top, 5-2 victory. Did look a little shaky at the start. Braden Shen scoring 47 seconds into the game. You kind of had that vibe. You're like, man, it's that road difficulty for the Red Wings. They always get off slow on the road. They eventually pick things up. Larkin with 2 goals. He looked stellar. Ben Sherratt got on the board. We'll talk a little bit about this guy, but Alex Zabrinkic gets a power play goal. Elmer Soderblom gets on the board. Overall, this was a very good game for the Red Wings. Outside of that, that first, 3 minutes of that game, the Red Wings looked very good. I can't remember who was in that. I want to say it was Talbot? No.
Gibson.
It was Gibson, yeah, because then Talbot played against LA, Gibson played against Anaheim. Yep. Gibson looked very well in that game. Overall, what are your guys' thoughts about the St. Louis one?
All right, so I think honestly, going into this game, they were St. Louis had the back-to-back against Boston, and they've been definitely struggling this season. Definitely not the start you want for any team, especially since they made the playoffs last year. But I think anyway, they obviously looking to bounce back from that the loss against the Wings. I think that the couple nights ago from that, and then the Wings also looking to bounce back from coming down from four. I think it was 4-1 at the time, but they look good. I know they switched up the D pairing a little bit. I forgot who was out that game. I think it was was it JBD that was out, or yeah. So JBD out, and then Hamonic in. I like kind of how they're rolling the D pairing right now. They have Siren Edvinson on that top pairing, and then they moved Sherratt down to actually with ASP, and that hasn't been too bad of a pairing so far. I like they kind of complement each other. I think Sherratt's like a good enough guy to like maybe help out offensively, but is responsible enough defensively to kind of make up for ASP's a little bit more lack of defensive awareness a little bit. But that line looked really good, and then I think overall too, just a lot. We looked very fast during that whole game in general. I think on all cylinders that the Wings were definitely kind of riding the hot streak a little bit. Obviously, Gibson looked really good, minus that first, like you said, 3 minutes where they gave up a goal. But they definitely took it to heart and bounced back. I think obviously Larkin had a really amazing goal. DeBrincat continues his goal streak, because that's what you need right now is for him to score goals, and for especially since the fact that Kane's still out, you have yet to see Kane on any of these road trips. So a little bit concerning, but not really at the same time. But I think overall really good. I think all four lines played really well, and this was the first game that we were without MBN. He got sent down to GR. So I believe they were thinking that Mazur would get called up. He got hurt, so I think it was against LA that Watson got called up. Probably just an extra body. I don't think they utilize him, too much. I think he's just there for insurance until one of the guys is ready in GR, like a Danielson or anybody at that point. But yeah, I feel like the game against St. Louis, they played really good defensively. I feel like they were in the right places at the right time, blocking shots and just creating opportunities offensively. And like I said, both from line 1 to line 4 looked amazing. And honestly, I'd say one of Soderblom's best games as well, too.
Yeah, I kind of forgot little bits and pieces of this game. Once again, I was blacked out since I'm in Indiana, but I was able to watch the second half, and I kind of thought we might lose this game, considering how we had to come back against the Blues last game. But either way, it was a nice win at the end. I think this game once again shows how Larkin is our MVP. I thought he was everywhere and getting the prime scoring chances. He also had 3 points in that game. Another reason why I kind of forgot, it was also the Frozen Frenzy, so it was a little bit everywhere, whatever. But anyways, I really liked that Soderblom goal. It was a nice, just classic dump in, working the cycle, and he was there to bury it in. And just looking at the scorecard, it's weird that Ed got his first assist too. That was also on the tip and goal by Larkin. And I did get a little bit of scared when Jordan Kyrou scored late, but once again Larkin was able to close it in with the empty netter, and this is an important win to start out our road trip.
Because we definitely have struggled in the past when it comes to road trips. I think a good start goes a long way, especially down the road. Like you can lose a game and be fine, but it's the way you start to the finish. You might, like, back-to-backs are hard, so
yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's kind of in an awkward spot with that, because as a good team in the NHL, you have to be able to, bounce back after those losses, because you can't get down in the dumps. And with that, getting down to the dumps, meaning having that streak keep going with losses. And I think after those 2 games against Buffalo and New York, that win with St. Louis, you kind of saw that identity come out with the Wings that said, after a loss or after that those two losses and playing St. Louis that well, like you really see them kind of, I don't know how to word it, like I'm trying to think of the word. I can't quite put it on the tip of my tongue, so I'll just move past that. Oh, disciplined. Like they kind of disciplined themselves in the sense that you have to be able to bounce back, and I think that's the new wave of this Red Wings team.
And
without
McClellan, sorry, excuse me. And I think also McClellan's not afraid to call out guys too. Like I think we were saying last episode is he was chewing people out after. Oh no, I think I mentioned that is he was chewing people out at the practice after. Like who the hell are you guys? Like what's your motive? Like what are you trying to set up for? What are you trying to be in this league? Because clearly that shows that there's expectation with this team. Like we've said multiple times. I think it's an unsaid rule that this is playoff or bust this year, and I think like I said, the team management and like coaching staff, they all know it and they're working towards that, and they're not going to be perfect with it, but I think those two losses and then the comeback, like you said, like it flipped a switch and their identity is slowly coming out. Maybe not always in waves, but it definitely shows.
Also, sorry, just another quick thing. I really feel like Finney was due for a point in those last two games. I know we've been glazing him a lot, but like I just really like that kid.
Hey,
once again.
I mean, he had some really good shot opportunities too. Like whether it be assist or I think he almost had one against St. Louis, or I think it might have been LA too. But he was just all over the place. Like I mentioned this so many times too. Like he's great offensively, but defensively he's a beast too. Like he just knows how to back check properly, and I think he fits McClellan's system with the 1-3-1 so well because you have to have a guy who's defensively responsible, and he's a guy that can do that for you, and that's why he's on the first line playing with Larkin and Raymond.
Yeah, once again, he just fits perfectly, and he's like out physically. He's sorry, I don't know how to word it. He's out hitting opponents as well. Once again, and he sets up He sets up perfectly in those high danger areas, and that just shows how he's kind of a key part of our team already.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it clear, Zach. I mean, Finney has definitely taken a role on this team that, you've kind of been looking for that. I mean, everyone questioned who's that top six player going to be on this Detroit Red Wings team come puck drop in October. Finney has really fit that role very good, man, and you had to look for that. You had to look from within. So seeing that is very promising out of Finney.
Oh, forgot about this too, is Travis Hamonic had a quote-unquote fight.
I'd call it a fight. Yeah, I mean he kind of you needed someone
something
pipe up the bench a little bit, and I kind of want to talk about Hamonic a little bit once we get down the line here.
Anyway, I wanted to say something too. Is my dad? He's like, I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, who? He's like, who is this guy? Freddie Mercury? And I'm like, oh my god, I totally see it.
I don't think he's been that bad recently.
Yeah,
at least that's through the eye test. I mean,
that's kind of what I was going to touch up on. I feel like we kind of can talk about that. I don't think he's been as bad as everyone was making him out to be. That first game kind of, yeah, it was horrible. But I feel like now, especially like watching this game tonight, knock on wood, I mean, he's done his job. I will not knock him against it. Like, he has been halfway decent, and props to him for showing up and being accountable for himself. All right. We're going to bounce to a very interesting game. This was the first game of the quote-unquote California trip. I say California because, they have Vegas now. Back in, the mid-2010s and early 2000s, it was the California trip. But, I mean, the first game of the California trip, play the LA Kings. It's a 4-3 shootout win. Very, very weird win. The goal scoring started off with a Alex Laferriere shorthanded goal, and I mean, just awful execution in the defensive zone. And I don't want to beat a man down while he has to be down, but like, I think it was Sider. Sider had to be executed there a little better, and he just wasn't. And that's something you have to look for your number one guy. Um, just a rough go at the start there for the Red Wings on the score sheet. Thankfully, though, in that same power play, Alex DeBrincat continuing his scoring streak, gets on the board, gets a power play goal. And then Casper getting himself another power play goal, putting the Wings up 2-1. And then here's kind of where you kind of saw the, controversial refs show kind of getting things like getting the snowball effect rolling. Casper Tippin goal. If you guys watched it, you knew what we were talking about in the sense that Casper's stick was right. And when I say it's as close as it ever could be, it was right on that crossbar, man. Like, I would have not have been surprised if it went either way. Thankfully, it went our way, and it got us up to a 3-1 lead. Unfortunately, that didn't last, though, because Corey Perry apparently got both of the goals instead of Quentin
Burning on the clock.
Yeah, seriously. I can't tell you how much I hate Corey Perry going up against the Wings. It's like a vendetta or something.
It's also weird seeing him as a Kings jersey too.
Yeah,
Anaheim.
After Anaheim, he's bounced from. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but he's bounced from team to team. Like, he's been a journeyman, if you want to call it.
I mean, the only teams I really remember him on would be Dallas, Tampa, and then Oilers.
Montreal was in there.
I know, but like those were like the most memorable ones.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Corey Perry gets both the goals. It didn't look like he got the second one as Byfield scored, as we thought, but the NHL app changed it to Corey Perry's goal after.
Oh yeah, I remember that one now.
Yeah, and then one of the weirdest things to happen, I think, so far this season. LA gets a power play. I can't remember who shot the puck. Kevin Fiala cuts across the crease. Hits, I shouldn't even say hit. He bumps into Talbot. Talbot is sliding to the left. He can't get back to make the save. Fiala dishes it in. After that, I'm like, all right, I'm cooking up the scoring graphic.
It's over.
Yep. And then
Dayton posted his thing.
I checked our Danny DeKaiser group chat. It's me and a bunch of like other high school hockey guys. One of the guys was like, no goal. And I'm like, what? And I turned it on, and sure enough, they were reviewing it. And I'm like, no way.
They knew right away?
Yep. It was like, what, a minute something left on the power play. They got it to the shootout, and then Raymond with the lone goal and Talbot between the pipes stopped LA, and 4-3 win for the Red Wings in the shootout. Just a very, very eventful game at 10:30 at night, which led into 1 o'clock in the morning. So overall, very crazy game for the Red Wings against the Kings.
I mean, they looked really good. I will say my only issue with that was you had a 3-1 lead. I think they got pretty cocky. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
Casper had 2 goals in that game too, so he's like, he's probably looking for the hat trick. But I mean, LA still has a little bit of the juice in them, and it definitely showed. I feel like, maybe I don't know how many years LA really has left, but they're definitely trying to get everything they can out of this core group, especially for Kopitar in his last season. But I think overall, minus obviously the last 2 minutes of the third, I think the Wings played really well. I think they really showed up when need be, and I think defensively they could have been a lot better during that game. In my opinion, I feel like you mentioned, Sider probably could have tightened up a little bit defensively, but you're gonna make those mistakes. I think I keep saying it, but we make mistakes to learn from them, and I think Sider's finally kind of getting more used to McClellan's system. I feel like he's not as used to that. God, I can't talk about how bad Lalonde was. I think he kind of not ruined Sider, but he definitely hindered Sider on his abilities, because rookie year Sider would go up the ice and do all this crazy stuff, and then when Lalonde came in, it was just like you have to play this type of hockey, and I don't know. Anyway, Talbot, the nail gun of the game, as Rayan would say, it definitely showed he can still play. There's a lot of, especially during preseason, oh no, this guy he's gonna fall off the walls, and he's just been, him and Gibson have been a solid 1 and 2 to start the season. You can definitely tell Raymond was playing a little bit hurt too. not like totally 100%. I know he's been grabbing his shoulder a little bit more, the one that he got hit um, with on Tanev. But I think overall, um, like especially these last couple games, he's looked a lot better. I feel like he's slowly shooting the puck a lot more. He's slowly getting more used to his, whatever he's dealing with his shoulder. But if you notice, and I'm sure Brian noticed it too, especially since obviously he was a goalie, but Raymond always does the one like between like goes right through the 5 hole. He never goes like corner. Kemper was looking for it, and then he bit on it, and then Raymond went in the corner in the shootout. And I mean, credit to the Wings. I feel like in years past, like shootouts were like a death sentence. We could not ever score in the shootout. Nonetheless, overtime too. But I'm not. If we get to a shootout, I'm not too worried about it anymore. Especially if you have like Patrick Kane in the lineup, who's like a shootout merchant. But I think overall, not the greatest last 2 minutes of the game, but I think overall a win's a win. You take what you can get at that point, and they extended their win streak to 3 at that point.
Yeah, I thought this was a weird game, especially towards the ending, but I really thought this was Pelika's best offensive game in his career so far, and I know that's pretty hard to believe, but I know he only got 1 point, but I really thought he was taking a lot of high danger chances. I got a little bit of shades from his junior days, a little bit, because just the way he shoots, it's a little bit of medium shot. Like he kind of barely gets it up, but like it's like a nice tippable shot, which we could see with the Casper goal. And then also speaking of Casper, it was really nice to see him get 2 goals, especially his slow start to the season offensively, and I thought he just really needs to like work on finishing, and he obviously probably those 2 goals which were important. Then just looking around, I was really disappointed that I think we had 2 breakaways yet we couldn't really capitalize. So I was a little bit frustrated on that. Also, just to think about it, like that goaltender interference, I was really surprised until they reviewed it. I can definitely see how it was goaltender interference. I thought it was like Fiala was really up into Talbot, like right in his just right in his house and like blocking his path, sorta. Definitely making contact.
By the way, Kings fans are so pissed about that. Like
yeah.
on Twitter and Instagram, they were just like I mean, I can understand being frustrated with it, but at the same time, like it clearly was goaltender interference. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I mean, I really feel like he was in the middle of his path and Talbot was like kind of sliding. So yeah, weird ending, and we probably didn't deserve that win, but we still got it. So it was a huge win to open the California trip once again, and especially with the Atlantic.
Yeah, touching up on the Atlantic Division, we'll get to it in a moment, but I mean, just this Atlantic Division, man, it is going to be a gauntlet for every single playoff spot, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's gonna be 5 teams at the end of the day that get into the playoffs from the East, with the Atlantic Division being that, and how deep this division truly is. Looking at teams that are kind of emerging a little bit, like Detroit is getting up there, Buffalo's finding their footing. I know hockey fans don't really want to say that, but I mean they're finding their ways. I mean, really the only team that doesn't look as good as Boston, but I mean they're still finding ways to win.
I was going to say the Maple Leafs, but
they'll figure it out. In my opinion, I think they're at least like
they should.
Yeah, I don't.
That lineup.
I don't think they'll fall too far from the tree, but yeah. Wrapping things up from the LA game, they then head to Anaheim for the next day. Very, very short flip-flop from LA to Anaheim. This game, man, it was just purely frustrating, and you could see that the 3 games in the 4 days was kind of taking a toll on the Wings a little bit. Like it definitely looked like it was a lot sloppier that game, and just some bad mistakes went Anaheim's way, and some. I'm gonna be really honest. Some calls on the Wings did not go the way that I think that it should have been. Um, Jumping into that, Raymond getting on the board as well as Alex DeBrincat with a power play goal later in the period. One of the things that I really want to touch up on the most is that Cider call, and we all know what it was.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! I was so pissed.
That was one of the worst calls I think I've ever seen. I can understand in the sense where it didn't hit his stick, but what is Cider supposed to do when he's gliding across gliding across the slot and the pass comes right in front of him and it hits his skate and goes in? Like
I still don't know understand why that's like kicking.
I don't.
I wouldn't say
unless it's like
moved his
a
foot.
legit kick, like he was gliding at that point. I don't.
Yeah.
Me personally,
He's
I
kind
don't
of like
understand
angling
it.
it.
Yeah.
I thought.
It's such a dumbass call, and what makes it even worse is when I was sitting watching the game with my girlfriend, I'm like, I'm telling you right now, like it's gonna come back and bite us in the ass, and sure enough, I'll get to the goal in a minute, but Larkin gets tripped on the blue line, no call whatsoever. Wes McCauley is standing right in front of him, and then they turn around, go into the offensive zone. McTavish gets the puck in the slot, rips it top shelf, and I'm like, there it is. It's a game of momentum, and Anaheim got the momentum off of a BS call, and I will die on that grave. If Cider gets that goal and this game is tied up at 2 apiece, you're going
A lot
into that.
different of an app.
For sure.
We'd had the momentum.
So
also, sorry
Zach,
once
you're
again. Like that McTavish goal, I thought, our momentum was kind of killed, or like our stamina, like that was a huge, just a huge
momentum
kill
killer.
to our. Sorry, what?
Momentum killer.
Yeah. Sorry, once again, yeah.
But I think honestly, like it was bound to happen. I think you got really lucky with the LA game, and Anaheim's such a young team, and they're definitely taking strides in the right direction to be that playoff team. And I think they very well could do it. I think they got a coach in this summer in Quinville, which obviously that's a lot of people have different opinions on that, considering kind of what went around that. But I think he's done really well so far in the their start that they've had so far. I mean, really young team, a lot of guys taking that next stride, a lot of veteran core guys, and definitely offensive juggernauts to say the least. But I think they definitely capitalized on, in my opinion, just some fluky calls and the refs kind of put it in their favor. But I think overall you can't win them all. I think it's a good reset, especially going into San Jose tonight. Is just got to reset. Like you're never gonna win all these games in a row, and you have to lose to be a better team. I think in general, it all these losses and whatever, I'm not worried about them because we have the coach that can correct these things, and he knows it. Players know it, and if they made a mistake, they're accountable for it, and that's the biggest thing: accountability. There's more accountability on this team than there's ever been, whether it's from our leadership to our coaches. Our coaches understand that we're not going to be perfect, but I think at the end of the day it's picking up those pieces and tweaking it and fixing it, because like I said, never going to be perfect, but you can at least correct those, put it in motion, and fix it during the game as well too. So
yeah, also that was I came into this game knowing I think we were gonna win just because back to back, and it's the road trip, so we need to settle or whatever. That was also a really suspect game officiating, I think. Like we had 7 penalties, they had 5. Each team only had 1 power play goal, so once again our special teams was still pretty solid. I would also want to Anaheim's a huge offensive team to start out the year. I thought they've got to be like one of the top 10 teams for goals for or whatever. I also want to give a shout out to Leo Carlson, once again from the 2023 draft.
Beast.
Yeah, I'm glad he's finding his own.
He's almost like the Ducks superstar in a way, because it's like obviously Zegers isn't there anymore, so there's not really attention on him, and
They're
like,
finally giving him time.
they're
I
giving
wouldn't
him
even call
time.
Zegras their superstar. I think he was the face of the franchise in the sense that he got his face on the NHL cover because he did a couple Michigan goals.
Well, he had a really good.
He is having a
rookie
good year though. Still,
Yeah, he
for
is having a
Philly, at
good year in
least.
Philly. I think the change of scenery was definitely needed. I think the previous
Coach in
coach.
Anaheim was not it for him. I thought you
Yeah.
just want to say that, so my
Yeah.
bad.
Oh,
but
definitely.
No,
he
you're good.
needed that change of scenery, man. Like he did not fit well in that system whatsoever.
It's definitely benefited them, and I think honestly, like they drafted Carlson. They had too many centers, and his time with the Ducks, it didn't work out. And obviously, he's more in a familiar place in with Philly. He has Drysdale there, so obviously he gets his little buddy back. But I think overall, they let Leo take the reins, and they have a couple younger guys with Zellweger and I can't remember the other guy's name. Zach
Pombi,
Lacombe.
Lacombe,
Mintikov, Lucas Dostal.
Dostal. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like everything is falling into place for them, and I truly thought that a lot of the moves that they made in the offseason made no sense, like trading for Kreider and signing Granlund. A lot of those
They've actually
moves
been
have
solid.
yeah, worked out in their favor, and I think Kreider's kind of found a little bit of a career renaissance a little bit, especially for the down year that he had in with the Rangers, which obviously last year's Rangers were a total shit show. Let's not quote it like it isn't, or you know what I mean. But I think overall, Anaheim's a young team. You're bound to kind of lose some games, whether it be fluky calls or um, just not playing your greatest. But I will say maybe takeaways is Pellica looks really good. I feel like he looks like he's starting to kind of find his own a little bit more, whether it be offensively. I think he's getting a lot more comfortable making those passes, and as of recent too, just shooting the puck too. Like he looks a lot more comfortable just ripping the puck from the point, and it's creating opportunities like I thought he would be doing in the NHL level. So definitely excited to kind of see like his progression through his rookie year as well when it comes to that.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, we still have one game to go. I mean, at this point, by the time this game's over, we're going to have to recap the San Jose game. I'm kind of kidding, kind of not. But let's jump into the next section real quick. Very quick subject. As of 10:11 p.m. EST on November 2nd, the Red Wings are second place in the Atlantic right now with 16 points or 8-4 record. Could be 9-4 after this game. Could be 8-5. Could be 8-4-1. Whatever happens after the San Jose game, you're hoping for a win or at least a point coming out of today.
Yeah.
Um,
We always struggle against San Jose for some reason, which is
It's
okay.
annoying.
They're a young
beyond
team,
hell.
man. They got they're racking up superstars. They got Celebrini, Smith,
That's what
Misa,
happens when you're in the
Dickinson.
basement.
We're also
5+
currently
years.
outshooting them 22-12.
Yeah, Ned's deciding to go put
Yeah,
it in
oh
my
my
Bar
God.
Down channel. It's supposed to be going Super Saiyan for the Sharks right now. Where the hell was this the entire time he was on the Wings?
Where's the goalie plays that they've had as of recent?
Yeah, seriously. I literally just sent it to the group chat, but it like analytically the two were like the top 15 worst goalies right now. Georgiev and or not Georgiev isn't
probably
playing right
Georgiev.
now. He's not
He's in the KHL
Yeah.
now.
Askarov and Ned are like analytically the worst goalies right now in the NHL, and somehow Ned is a brick wall. So anyway, moving off of that, Red Wings currently sitting 8-4-0, 16 points in again a gauntlet of a division right now. But you kind of get the sense like maybe this is sustainable in the sense where we're not even 100. A, we're not even 100% healthy, and B, our players aren't even playing 100%. You look at, Raymond's still playing with that injury a little bit, even though he still looks. I mean, he's still at a point per game pace, but we all know he can get higher than that. Casper only has 4 points right now. Before LA, he had 1 goal, no assist, and now he's up to 3 goals and 1 assist. So he's kind of finding his footing. Finney has been lights out so far. Cat's kind of getting moving. Kane has been out of the lineup. Once he gets back in the lineup, man, it'll look a lot better.
Which is also surprising why we're winning games too. Like we're doing it without one of our best guys too.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess it just shows the depth
our
this season.
our defense is kind of, I don't want to be that guy, but they have definitely shown a lot of mistakes that you haven't seen from guys like Sider, from guys like Edvinson, from guys like Aljo. Really, I think a guy that's really stepping up in his sense is Sherratt. Like, he does not get the hate that he deserves. Like, he has genuinely been good as the years progress for the Wings. And I think because of that cap increasing, the contract itself doesn't look bad. And I'm on that boat where come next season, if a guy like Wallander or Bouillon or Anton Johansson, they're still not knocking at that door to come up. I say screw it and give Ben Sherratt another 1-2 year deal with a little bit less money. Like, he can be a very good bottom pairing defenseman. Um, but moving off of that, I mean, the Red Wings so far, past 1 month, they're 8-4 right now. We're hoping for a 9-4 record after tomorrow. But I mean, you can't say enough about how the start has been for the Wings, and like it's not even at 100% right now. So we're hoping that this team keeps the momentum rolling. If they do lose, they find their footing after the next game, which is ironically enough tonight. They're out shooting San Jose. Maybe that chance comes. They have to get a lucky bounce their way. But like good teams, like I said, find a way to rebound after losses. And Detroit, I feel, can be in that discussion to be a really good team. They just have to be disciplined and know what to do after when times get rough after a loss or a bad performance for the Red Wings. All right, like I said, I wanted to touch up on this a little bit. The Grand Rapids Griffins currently hold one of the best records in the AHL. I know we are a Detroit Red Wings podcast, but it would be unfair to not talk about our Griffins counterpart in the AHL. I mean, man, what a start for the Griffins. And I'm like, it's from guys that I should say, one, you expect, two, as a youngster, he's looked really good, and three, from a free agent signing who hasn't, once we signed him, you're like, all right, yeah, he'll just be a AHL contributor that does fairly well. I'm talking about Ryan Leonard, Dominic Shine, and Amadeus Lombardi. Ryan Leonard currently right now has
Carter
11
Mazur.
points.
John Leonard.
John Leonard, sorry, why did I say Ryan Leonard? I think that's his brother, and for Washington.
Yeah.
Holy cow, John Leonard, my bad. John Leonard has 11 points right now. Dominic Shine has 9, and Lombardi has, I think, 8.
9 assists.
And
Yeah.
Carter Mazur before he got hurt as well.
Yeah, Carter Mazur has looked fantastic. But I mean, I think the props has to go to our goaltenders right now. I mean, Kosa, he has a 1.76 save percentage, or sorry, goals
Sorry, the
against
Red
average.
Wings scored. I just got.
Okay, I haven't gotten the alert from it yet, so I still must be behind.
I was really excited, my bad.
You're good. Kosa
It was
has.
Cider too.
Oh hell yeah! Like I said, I'm still behind. Yeah, I'm still behind.
Cider goal.
Like I said, Kosa's got a 1.76 goals against average. Like I think a .93 save percentage. Like he has been rolling, and Michael Postova has a sub. What was it? 1.8, I think, goals against average, and a 0.92 save percentage. Like our goalies have been off to a hot start, and really the entire Griffins team has been off to a hot start.
They're fun
And
to watch.
Yeah, and
Like,
I mean, for someone who can't watch it as much, though.
I mean, okay, I will say I can't, like, obviously watching like Griffins hockey can be tough because you have to like go through certain subscriptions, but I will say shout out Hockeytown West podcast. They've been really great with updates, whether it be
I'm
just,
glad they're
like,
posting the Griffins
Walleye.
highlights.
Yeah, like all amazing guys. Also, we're doing like a little I forgot to mention this like a while back. We're doing like this like fantasy thing where it's like you choose a player, how many points. So it's like a fantasy thing. So it's like you choose a player for that week, and then like
You're doing
depending-
that?
Oh yeah, it was like
Oh, I thought they're just picking for us because I have not checked my email. So
nope.
props to you,
I've
Keegan.
been doing the whole thing. So it's super
Props
fun.
to you.
I'm
Appreciate
really honestly I'm really enjoying it. So far, our guy for the whole thing, I picked Lombardi once and he just didn't do good. And every time so far I picked Dominic Shine and he's been the guy so far. So I'm kind of like I don't know if it was last year or just in general because obviously he's been a big part of Grand Rapids hockey for the longest time and obviously him being named captain too. Like I just love to see it. Like Michigan native got to make his NHL debut last year. I don't know. I just love his story. Like, and anything can happen. You can be a guy playing D2 hockey and like for him, like played for Northwestern, um, or was it Northwestern or anyway, it's a college in Michigan. He um went to the Griffins, signed there, and he's been mostly in the AHL, but I mean he's clearly been like the heart and soul of the Grand Rapids team, and I think him being named captain definitely shows a lot. Not only for him, but also I think the team just rallies around him, and it's shown whether it be coaching or just players in general. Like you said, Kosa's been stepping up. Um, at other players like Lombardi, Danielson came back too. He had two primary assists against in his game back, which Eiserman was there his first game. So maybe a call up is in his future down the line if maybe there's some non-performers on this team. But I think in general, what happened?
Like Ned just robbed Dylan Larkin. Oh my god!
That's what they were going crazy.
Yeah, he sorry to interrupt you, Keegan, but he
Yeah.
wow.
We're getting a little live feed on our reactions to the game. So
Why?
This is
Like,
a
where
Ned
was
revenge
this when he was
game.
playing for us, dude? Like, what the hell?
Exactly. Why isn't he laying in like 5 whole goals?
Speaking of Ned, the most memorable goal in my mind for him is the one against Minnesota where he let it in like from the blue line.
Yeah.
Don't even with that.
Was there a weird one against Utah or the
Yup.
Coyotes?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was always the Coyotes too.
I think both
Cat.
of them.
Uh,
There was like weird
Cat.
goals against the Coyotes and then the Wild. That one against the Wild.
Are we saying a
stung.
DeBrincat goal now? We saying DeBrincat goal?
Screw it.
But anyway, yeah, Grand Rapids has been firing on all cylinders. I mean, you love to see it. I love the Griffins. I love like the city of Grand Rapids. Amazing. Love just walking around the city during the summertime and even the fall time. It's amazing too. But I think in general, like Grand Rapids is trying to take that next step to win I think it's the Calder Cup.
Yep.
Calder Cup, yeah.
Calder Cup. But obviously, kind of a rough year last year. Definitely was not how they wanted it to go with the collapse that they had. But they look refueled. They look energetic, and I think they're definitely going to be more of a threat this year. Like, I think a lot of these guys are motivated. They brought in some more pieces, and maybe they got a little bit lucky with Gustafson being sent down to the AHL,
And Justin Hall.
Mm-hmm.
by the way, he's looked horrible down there.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's been scratched most of the time.
He's
and
a +7 right now.
he's a +7.
Yeah.
How?
How? Like he was he gave up a
He must be playing sheltered minutes.
Yeah, he's scratched every so often. Like I just keep seeing their lineups and he's just like either scratched or not playing. So so I guess the games he is playing he looks halfway decent, I guess, but I think in general it's nice to see, and obviously a lot of our like prospects down there producing as well. Like it's nice to see the youth kind of like coming into their own, whether it be maybe not fully playing with us, but at least proving themselves in the AHL this year.
But yeah, just looking up the stats. Yeah, Costa's having a really good year with 1.75 goals against and a .939 save percentage, and he recently had a 30 save shutout against Manitoba.
Who played
24.
tonight against Rockford? Was it Postova?
I think it was Postova.
Yeah, it was Postova.
Posta
They
played
won
Saturday.
6-2.
Yeah. Amazing performance by him. I mean, coming from the Czech League and playing really good in the AHL, that's a lot to ask out of him. So, props to our tandem right now, man.
But yeah, this is also a big year for Costa as well. So obviously we're rooting for him, and also going around. Mazur's got 4 goals in 5 games. Danielson with 5 points in 4 games. That's something to look into, and also Ransek Nygaard got his first point as well.
Oh yeah, I mean he's gonna kill it down there. I mean obviously like. He's definitely playing a lot more sheltered minutes in the NHL, which is understandable, but he didn't look out of place whatsoever in the lineup, in my opinion. But I think
He's got the physicality, right?
absolutely. And I think that's what's going to help him down in the AHL is he has that physicality, but also his playmaking is just on point. Like the assist he had for his first point, oh, it was such a good assist.
I want to say
Yeah.
maybe Thrash touched on it. I can't remember. But just I feel like the key component with MBN is that I don't think he'll be down there for long. Like I think maybe by January, February, I think he might get that call up back. But I definitely think Danielson's the first dude to get called up. Like, yeah, you find it hard not to. And if it's not Danielson, it's Mazer. But in my opinion, I feel like Danielson should be a full force, get him into the lineup, get him exposed to the NHL game. He looked ready. He looked good. So kind of get
He
him
probably
familiar.
would have made it if he didn't get hurt. I feel.
I mean, the
Yeah.
quote literally said it. He
We
said
could have
if
had
he didn't
four.
get injured.
We could have had 4 rookies pretty much making the lineup.
Mm.
I
So, yeah.
definitely want to try to catch a GR game now. Yeah, just catch up on Danielson and then all the other guys as well.
That's a big thing too. Like especially with I mean, I know Finney didn't play very long. Neither did ASP in Grand Rapids. But like, you kind of question like, how are these rookies like with them leaving the lineup? How is it going to go? And I mean, you still got guys like Lombardi, Mazer, Danielson, Booyam, Wallander, like all these guys contributing very well in Grand Rapids. Like, I kind of forgot to touch up on it when we played LA because I think Zach kind of Keegan mentioned it. Like they have to have, I think a key word that you said. This is their last go with the core, and you think about it. LA had a ton of like top 7 picks, and when people are saying, "Oh, we got to get to the playoffs, we got to do this," LA is a prime example of it. Just getting like if your goal is to just get the playoffs, you're not making it very far. Because look at their core now. I mean, it's not young anymore, and in the sense that they haven't gotten any success. I mean, you played Edmonton 3 to 4 times in the playoffs, and it's just like this is the key component for me of what a rebuild shouldn't be like is LA and what Eisman is building.
A freaking man. Like I was talking to my dad about it, and it's like I'm like I think this was after the St. Louis game where I was like, this is why teams don't do what LA did, or why we don't do what LA did. LA rushed it. LA majorly rushed their rebuild. They had they had a really good year after they got Byfield and kind of retooled a little bit, made the playoffs that one year. Then they went all in every year. Then they started getting a little bit cocky with their moves, and it definitely has backfired because now they're in the same space that we were during the early 2000s, and that's, can you make the playoffs? And if you make the playoffs, what are you going to do? You're not going to get past any of these teams. So I think like LA doesn't have a lot in the prospect range anymore. A lot of their guys are up, like a LaFerriere, which he's been amazing for LA, and like Turcotte not so much. I think at this point you can call him a bust, but Byfield obviously he's the next superstar for them, if not Kempe already. But
who was picked right after Alex Turcotte?
Cider.
Yep.
Yep.
Just gonna put that out there.
I still can't get over that reaction, like his reaction and all Detroit's reaction, like that.
Yeah.
That everybody thought that was gonna be such a bad like bust pick, but it's worked out in our favor for sure. But
Cider and Seneke had one of the best reactions of getting drafted ever. I will still remember watching the draft and Beckett Seneke looking up, going, "Oh my god," and then Cider.
It was literally Cider. But yeah, like just like a forced rebuild. You can't force a rebuild and let everybody develop and take your time with the draft. And we're a prime example of that. I think. I mean, Montreal's definitely got lucky in the draft. They've definitely gotten lucky in some trades as well. But I think for the most part, like when you draft and develop correctly, these guys are going to come up, and they're going to come up like like a Finney or an AS. Like Finney's like a diamond in the rough type guy. Like we got extremely lucky with him. ASP, you know what you're going to get with him. Now it's just all about continuing that at the NHL level. But his development has been, let him play his game, let him do his thing, and when he comes over, he's going to be at least ready and just some fine-tuning things. Same goes for other guys. MBN, his game is the most NHL ready, and it's showing, and every single prospect so far it's come a long way from nothing to something, and we're getting to that point where the fruits of our labor and our suffering for the last 9 years is finally going to pay off.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say another key component of the success right now, and I didn't want to jinx it, but there is, what is that, 15, 16 seconds left on this PK? I mean, our penalty kill, man, that could be in an episode dedicated to itself, man. But like,
definitely a major turnaround.
like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness! And I swear to God, if I say that and they score in that 15 seconds, we're stopping the pod and we're deleting this episode. I don't care.
Yeah,
Sorry to spoil, but they didn't.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
Right.
Zach,
never
don't.
mind.
Zach,
Never mind.
don't.
Who was that? Someone came out of the box. I forgot who. I think it was Berggren. I thought he had a good
It's
chance.
Berggren.
But...
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
I'm gonna let you guys wrap this last segment up. Keegan and Zach are gonna talk about the state of Michigan. I mean, we talk about, what a bad weekend it was for Michigan sports. The Lions lost. Michigan State lost.
State of Michigan? You mean state of college hockey?
Yeah.
Hold up. I mean, Michigan won, but let's be brutally honest. That was a horrible game for the Wolverines. Like, expectations were absolutely horrible. Zach's giving me shit about it.
Also, shout out Western Michigan for beating Central Michigan. Fuck the chips.
Yep.
Fuck the chips.
Yeah, like I said, Zach's giving me shit about it. His Hoosiers are doing amazing. We I
just went back to business.
Like I told Zach, I said if Michigan doesn't make the playoffs, I said I'm rolling with Sig and the Hoosiers. So overall, I mean, maybe Michigan's just a hockey state because the Red Wings are off to a good start, Griffins are off to a hot start, and MSU, Michigan, and Western Michigan are already off to hot starts for college hockey. So take it away, fellas.
Zach, you wanna start because this is
Yeah,
a little bit
sure.
yourself.
So yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm a USHL and NCAA scout for Draft Pro Hockey. I've been watching a lot of college hockey recently, just mostly focusing on the draft eligible guys, but still I've been watching a decent amount. Obviously, probably the main story for Red Wings fans right now is Max Plant, who has 19 points in 10 games right now. No, that was a great start, and once again, like I said last episode, hopefully he gets a bigger role for the USA at the World Juniors, because I thought he played a decent role at the bottom six. And then just going up, the top 3 ranked schools right now is Michigan State, Michigan, and Western Michigan. I've been really fascinated with Michigan State hockey. They've got a lot of CHL guys, including one of my favorite players. I liked him last year's draft in Porter Martone. They got Shane Van Sage. I forgot his first name. Eric Nilsson. Caden Lindstrom, who's playing. And overall, State's just like on paper they look like a really physical, gritty team that can also score. They've been kind of beating opponents with ease, except for a random loss to New Hampshire. And also the other big, sorry to jump a little bit, but right now the main story is obviously Gavin McKenna, projected number 1 for this year's draft. I'm going to be watching him in person next weekend as Michigan State will play Penn State. I feel like Penn State's been a little bit of a weird hockey team. Like, they're heavily offense, and I feel like most of their goals have been on the power play, especially in regards to McKenna. McKenna's been probably their number 1 power play guy.
I agree with that. I don't know. Penn State's in such a weird place because, like, I don't think McKenna's even like he's up there in points, but he's definitely like compared to all these other guys. Like, I think Plant is the number 1 guy in points. I think, or at least he's up there.
He is.
But like, he's not even top. Like, I thought for sure like him going there, like he just tear it up like he did juniors. Like that he'd be over a point per game. He'd be at like 2-3 points a night. Not even the case. I think definitely like the power play is where he definitely shines, and like there's nothing wrong with that. But I think in general, like I was expecting a little bit more out of him. I know college is the new juniors. Like college,
Mm-hmm.
there's a big transition from what it was then to now. Like what juniors was then is what college is now. College, there's a ton more opportunity. Obviously, NIL is a big factor into why these guys are going to go play for schools like Michigan or Michigan State, Penn State. Like Penn State invested a ton of money into the NIL for their hockey program, and it definitely, while it hasn't like been horrible, like it's definitely worked out for them in the long run. Like they have I think they're getting an outdoor game this year at the
Yep.
Steelers Stadium, but
Or I think it's gonna be in Beaver Stadium.
okay. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
against
it's in
State.
Penn State. Sorry, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
why is it? I was thinking Winter Classic for a second,
Mm-hmm.
but in general, I think when it comes to college, it's an exciting time to watch it because a lot of these prospects are going to college and playing, like a little bit more meaningful hockey, a little bit more physical hockey, like a little bit more guys that want to get more used to the American ice. Like a lot of these European kids are coming over and going to like schools like that pay NIL and wanted
Mm-hmm.
to have good development. Like a prime example of that is the Michigan schools, and kind of transitioning topics is Michigan, Michigan State, and Western Michigan are all in the top three ranked schools in the entire NCAA of hockey. And shout out Western, go Broncos. But anyway, Michigan obviously I think they're ranked number one right now. They
I thought State was, but I don't think they played this
it's
weekend.
State, yeah, but State's been
Mm-hmm.
on an absolute tear. Obviously, they got Augustine, they have Lindstrom, and they have Porter Martone, who was drafted last year by the Flyers. Um, definitely, definitely interesting to see. Like I think this is their last window when it comes to trying to win the Natty. Um, Augustine
They still,
definitely.
sorry, they still got a lot of like interesting recruits as well.
They
Like
definitely do, but I think
Nightingale just completely just changed the culture or whatever at State because they were
absolutely.
always kind of
Hmm.
mid, and now they're making the tournament. And now they're
Well, and they got
in a
guys
good
like
spot for development.
they got like guys like Isaac Howard too that came
Mm-hmm.
through that program too. So they got a lot of guys that are current or former NHLers that are playing. I know Red Savage didn't sign with us, but he went to Buffalo. Like I mean, he's been doing pretty solid in the AHL. But I think. But anyway, State doing really well. Michigan went heavy in the NIL money this year. They got one of the top goalie prospects. Like I can't remember his name, but
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
one Michigan, the top goalie that they signed for.
Oh, for Michigan?
Yeah,
You mean are you talking about Covey?
yep,
Even Covey?
yeah. He's been really good for them.
Yeah.
Hog
I
for
sorry,
Montreal.
I've been just listening around. I think Turco and I forgot who else, but he had a large influence on recruiting him or whatever.
Yep.
I'm assuming he's like a goalie coach there, and just by looking at it, it looks like Ivan Kovic has been playing all the games, and right now he's got a 934 save percentage.
I mean, it's led to them having a 7-1 start, so that's not
Mhm.
or better than that, I think, because they just won against Notre Dame here.
Yeah, they swept them.
I
Swept
think
them.
it's still 7-1, but yeah, I mean, kind of the
No,
something that I
it's
want
like it has to be like 9-1 at least then, or something. But
Hmm.
Oh well, when I just checked, it said it was 7-1, but
oh, okay, it
maybe
must
not.
be 7-1. Anyway, um,
Hold up, I kind of want to touch up on this real quick.
you're
For
good.
someone who has been watching Michigan hockey a little bit, one of the key things that Michigan didn't have last year was that number one goaltender to look to. And Ivan has definitely been that guy for the Wolverines. Like I feel like this year I'm much more confident in what Michigan is building for hockey this year. They look so much better than they did last year, and we're only 8
All right.
games in.
It's funny because I knew one of the goalies on Michigan last year, Cameron Corpy. He went to Southline high schools, but I obviously he played for Michigan. He transferred to I think UConn to go play with his brother. So I think that's kind of cool just to go play with your sibling. But just want to mention that. But anyway, they definitely got a little bit more reliable goaltending, which has definitely helped them. And Obviously, they still got a lot of key guys. I think, like I mentioned, Hogg,
Michael Hage, yeah.
Hage
He's such a
for
dog.
Montreal.
Montreal,
he's
yeah.
been on an insane run. I think they're
15 points in 10 games.
Yep.
Like,
he's been insane. And then
I kind of wish we got him, but oh well,
well, of course, Montreal has to somehow find like a steal in the draft.
Wings
But-
and San Jose going to OT, so at least we get a point. But we need 2 here.
Yay.
Just going around Michigan's lineup. Horkoff is off to a good start as well. He's
Shout out Draper, Keenan Draper.
Horkoff is off to basically a goal per game at 10 goals, and then kind of looking at the draft eligibles as well. Dakota Reem-Mullen has 9 points in 10 games. He's an overager. I think I understand why he didn't get drafted, because like he's kind of a little bit undersized and he didn't put up a lot of offensive numbers last year. But he's a guy that I want to check out too. And then probably one of the most notable is Adam Valentini. There was kind of a lot of drama in August when he decided to forego his tenure with the Kitchener Rangers, and then now he's obviously with Michigan. He's now got 9 points in 10 games. So he's someone that I really want to get into.
Also,
Scout more. I always viewed him as like a skill guy, like just from his draft minus years with the Chicago Steel and then the U17 challenge. So I was also surprised that he got a W on the watch list in the Central Scouting. I think he's maybe a late first rounder right now for me. But once again, yeah, those are some guys to keep a lookout for this draft
all right,
on
and
Michigan.
Then finally, Western Michigan, the national championships, picking off kind of where they left off. Maybe didn't have the best of starts against Fair State in their home opener, but they have definitely bounced back. Lost against Michigan at Yost, and then went back to Lawson and picked up where they left off, and definitely showed why they're a top team. And and like I said, they definitely picked up where they left off. I feel like they got a lot of good guys in the transfer or the NIL. I don't know if they used NIL at all, just because they're very.
There's some notable transfers I saw. Just thinking about it, they got Will Whitelaw.
He's been incredible.
Looks like he's been jumping around NCAA because he was with
Michigan before.
Yeah, Wisconsin, obviously Western.
But he's looked insane. He's looked really good so far. I feel like he meshes well.
That's really
with,
good. He's a guy that I'm rooting for too.
Obviously, just named captain. Owen Michaels, the Frozen Four hero last year. He's kind of picked up where he left off last year. Hampton Slukinski just looks just as good in my opinion.
One of my favorite goalies. Mm-hmm.
LA Kings prospect too. And then his brother too. I'm blanking on his first name. Give me a second. I know. God, the initials.
He's a winger, right?
Yeah. Gavin.
Is it Michael?
No, it says the G. Gavin Slukinski. He's looked really good. He's their point leaders right now. So he looks really good. I think overall, the star of the show has kind of been their goaltending. I think Hampton Slukinski's looked amazing for them. He's a big reason why they won the Frozen Four last year. Obviously, last year he definitely took over more of the reins. I know Cameron Rowe, shout out him. He beforehand he kind of had the reins to the goaltending, and then Hampton just took it over, and he's been absolutely insane so far. And I definitely think coaching has a big thing to do with it too. Like the Western's coach, he is incredible, and I know he's interviewing for a couple jobs for NHL teams last year.
Oh yeah, didn't he interview for Philly?
He did interview for Philly.
Yeah,
which would have made sense because Bump is in the system too. So, God, but they're definitely missing a lot of their key guys for that left for the NHL, or like I know Tim Walsh left for Anaheim, and then obviously Alex Bump left for the Flyers, which he's now with the Phantoms, but so far he's looked really good. But I think overall it just shows to a testament that, like, I know Western's a MAC school, and but it just goes to show, like, how just a good coach and getting these players that want to play for your school changes everything. Like, honestly, like, Western, while they had a couple good years with football with PJ Fleck, it's always been hockey over there, whether it be Danny DeKaiser or Luke Witkowski, the Holland native, or Jordan Osterley, or Crawford, or not Crawford, emergency backup.
It was the accountant.
Yeah.
Us.
Foster.
Yeah.
Scott Foster.
Yeah.
Hawks legend. Obviously that's a memorable moment, but in general, like, a coach can change a program, and like it's always been hockey over there. I think the fans rallied around them. It was a good underdog story last year, and they're really picking up where they left last year, and I'm super excited to see kind of where they go next year, or this year. And I think it's gonna be a tough battle between all three teams, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be a tight contest.
But yeah, hopefully Western can get some more recruits coming in, because they're gonna have a new arena soon as well.
Oh, that arena's gonna be so good. I'm telling you right now, it's like, just the renderings of it changes everything. Like, they've been at Lawson for literally forever, so it's exciting to get that new building, and it definitely maybe makes players want to come to Western a little bit more, because they have a new facility. So
yeah.
What the hell?
What happened?
Dude, Ned is like fucking robbing this team.
I'm like, I keep seeing your reaction. I'm like, oh, I know it goes to a shootout right now, but
oh my god.
Yeah, that was a sweet move.
We're definitely get it in the shootout, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, they've owned this entire period. I think San Jose has maybe had one shot. We have just been cycling in the neutral zone and the offensive zone the entire overtime period.
Yup.
My god, like, how?
At least we have a point, I guess.
Yeah.
I know, but, like, you need 2 points in this. I sent it to the group chat, man. Like,
San
this,
Jose.
I mean...
Oh, that was Cat on the breakaway.
Oh my goodness,
He
dude.
should've had that. But anyway, I'm
all right, fellas. I think we probably have to wrap it up. We're kind of getting a little too far ahead.
Yeah, it's all good. We kind of finished up what we were talking about anyway. So
Okay. Appreciate you guys talking about that, just for some of the college hockey knowers that are out there and would like to listen to this. Like I said, I was hoping that we can get a live reaction of winning this game, but I mean, my God, like, Ned has been lights out, man.
That's insane. Where was that with us?
Yeah,
exactly.
Seriously, this is ridiculous.
And also, was that Dickinson's first goal?
Yes.
it was.
Yeah, of course we give up first
Dude,
goals as
so
usual.
annoying.
It's the same stuff. That's
We always somehow.
All right, let's wrap this up, and then we'll watch the ending of the Wings game. All right, we thank you guys for listening. Like we said, we have only 2 people on. Well, 3 people on. I don't know why I said 2. Holy cow, I'm losing it. My mind's being boggled already. But yeah, hopefully we'll have more members for next episode. But I mean, it was fun with you two, Zach and Keegan. Thank you for your guys' time tonight. I know it's a lot to ask, especially with the Wings game going on tonight. But thank you guys for getting this episode out tonight. And yeah, that'll wrap up episode 22 of the Hockey in the 3-on-3 podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Brian, joined here by Zach and Keegan. And above all, let's go Red Wings, and let's see if they can finally win tonight.